Hello, everybody. This is Ifra Khan, representing Trade Promotion Council of India. Welcome to this latest episode of the Green Guardian series, a series spotlighting thought leaders who are transforming the green energy landscape. Today, we are honored to welcome Mr. Ankur Jain, an accomplished engineering graduate with an MBA from IIM Bangalore. Mr. Jain currently serves as the Managing Director of Ankur Scientific Energy Technologies Private Limited, a role he has held since 2013. His professional journey spans reputable organizations such as ITC Limited, Infosys Technologies Limited, and Larsen Toubro Hero Limited. Joining Ankur Scientific in 2004 as a business development manager, he expanded his role to lead the company's focus on energy solutions and its expansion into waste management and processing technologies. Ankur Scientific is a research-driven company with over 250 professionals and extensive design, development, and manufacturing facilities. The company holds multiple patents, has won awards for its technology and business execution. With ISO 9001 to 14001 and OHSS 18001 certifications, Ankur Scientific markets its indigenously developed technologies in over 35 plus countries worldwide. Greetings, sir, and thank you for sparing your time amidst your busy schedule.
Thanks, Ifra. Pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Uh, so, without any further ado, we'll start with our discussion. So my first question to you is sustainability means have different meanings to different organizations. So how does
Right.
Anko Scientific define sustainability and how do your technology, energy and waste management systems solutions align with this vision for a cleaner future? If you could shed some light on that.
So I think sustainability for me personally means, we have to use as few resources from this planet as possible. But having said that, you do end up using resources all the time, right? So you're using various things in your day-to-day lives. And so there are various ways that are getting generated. So as a company, our focus has been to try and use these ways as efficiently as possible to generate various forms of energy and also to generate something like biochar, which is used for carbon sequestration. So that is the vision that Ankur Scientific wants to use waste resources as efficiently as possible to basically convert them into usable forms of energy.
Okay, that's really great. So, your distributed municipality solid waste to energy systems are addressing critical urban and rural waste challenges. So, how do these solutions stand out from conventional technologies, and what makes them scalable for towns and cities of all sizes?
So when we set out to make these machines, one of the things we noticed was that if you look at the typical solid waste technologies available on the market, you had either something that was very large scale or something that was only available for wet waste, not really dry waste. Now, if you look at 90% of our population, it probably lives in smaller towns and smaller towns. So there wasn't really an option to handle 50 tons, 100 tons per day of waste. So typically, when you have incineration technologies, which is typically what people talk about, you need at least about 500 tons per day to make it financially viable, right? So our approach has been more distributed in nature because we said that we are basically using a resource that is distributed and transporting waste over large distances doesn't make sense. And so our equipment is geared towards handling waste in a distributed manner.
So as I have been through your website and find out about the gasification technologies that are generating biochar with remarkable environmental benefits. So, could you explain how biochar contributes to improving soil health, enhancing crop productivity, and its role in mitigating greenhouse gas emissions for like a general public? Like, how would they understand how is it contributing to that?
So if you look at the world now, we're talking about limiting our temperature rise to about 2 degrees. Now, to keep it to below 2 degrees, we have to do two things. We have to avoid adding more CO2. So you need more and more renewable technologies. At the same time, now it is understood that just avoidance will not work. You need to start removing carbon from the air as well. right? So biochar is today seen as a leading resource which manages to do that. Basically, what we're saying is that when you grow a crop, which is so you grow it, they fix carbon dioxide, and if you can uh, process that crop well and generate biochar, and this biochar goes back to the soil, you have fixed the CO2 from the air into the soil. Now, typically, biochar has high permanence, so it doesn't degrade till about 100 years plus. So you've actually ended up taking the CO2 from the air and putting it into the soil. And when you do put it into the soil, it's not really harming the soil. There are multiple studies which show that biochar actually acts as a resource. It kind of captures nutrients, fertilizers, water, and releases it at a slow pace, which is ideal for plant growth. So we have done experiments. We have talked to a lot of people. There have been large experiments done in Peru, etc., when people find that biochar actually increases yield of crops.
So that you have like collaborations with organizations like Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So could you share some insights about that and how such participations, partnerships like accelerate sustainable advancements in energy and waste processing?
So we started working with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation about 10 years ago. They developed a technology to basically handle liquid waste, which is human fecal waste. And they wanted companies like ours to come in, make the technology better, and then help them market that technology. So we are one of their three licensees now in the world for the technology. We have set up projects in various parts of the world. And so BMGF's focus has been getting into a difficult sector, proving technology, and then trying to create an ecosystem so that this technology could expand. And that is what we are trying to do with them.
So, Ankur Scientific, another question is regarding like uh, Ankur Scientific shift towards converting syngas into fuels and chemicals like ethanol and hydrogen reflects a forward-looking strategy, as we know. So, how do you foresee these technologies transforming the energy landscape, particularly in India?
So if you initially we were basically doing biomass to gas. The gas would then be used for heat generation or power generation, right? Now, from a business perspective, one of the issues we noticed was that power is highly regulated wherever we work in most countries. So it's not easy to do that equipment sale for a power plant. It becomes more challenging and difficult. So the energy from biomass was something you wanted that energy to become more mobile like a commodity so that you could sell it wherever the price is right, which is where we started our journey into ethanol, into hydrogen, into methanol, etc. Right? So we said syngas anyway has hydrogen and carbon monoxide both. Let's try and convert the syngas into various fuels and chemicals. And the policies are now coming around. If you look at India, we have blending policies for ethanol into gasoline, right? So there's already 10% going to 15, 20, 25% over till 2030. Uh, Hydrogen is being talked about everywhere. Hydrogen is now coming up. So the government has a hydrogen mission. So I think our idea has always been develop technology, roll out these technologies, see how they play out, and then focus on what works best. So I think the world itself is looking at various technologies. Something will play out, something will not play out. But we've always wanted to be on the forefront of technology, which is why we are doing what we are doing.
The next question here is like developing cutting edge waste management and energy solutions comes with its own challenges. So, what key technological, operational, or market hurdles or challenges has Ankur Scientific encountered and how have you addressed them?
First, obviously, is the technology development that takes a fair amount of time. So you have to spend a lot of money in R&D, and we are a self-funded organization. We don't take money from anywhere, right? So, but that's what we have been doing forever. So we are happy to do that. Then you need to be able to demonstrate your technology. So you need pilot units, which so you go to a customer and talk to him and tell him that, listen, this is what I've done. Are you interested in doing a pilot? Once the pilot is done, that is where the marketing now starts. Now, bunch of these technology, the challenge is that you end up government working in sectors where the government is very involved, right? So, for example, waste to energy, you're typically working with corporations, municipalities, etc., right? Now, if it's not something that's relevant for them or it's significant for them now, then it becomes so much more challenging. So I believe if I look at the country today, it's a challenging environment for waste to energy because while we've started collecting our waste, we don't have policies for treatment. And that is where we need to go, right? So that's, I think, the biggest hurdle. The policy hurdle is the biggest hurdle typically.
Last question to you is like Ankur Scientific's indigenously developed technologies are making an impact in over 35 countries. So, how do you envision the company's global expansion evolving in the coming years, and what role do you see innovation playing in shaping that vision?
I think we've been able to market to 35 countries because people see us as an innovative company. So whenever they're looking for a gasifier manufacturer, they would typically end up talking to us. I think increasingly what we're trying to do is that there are various sectors we are working in. So we are working in syngas side, which is power and heat. We are working in fuels and chemicals. We are working on the carbon sequestration side using biochar. And then we have the BMGF technology, which is for fecal waste. So idea is that over the last 6, 7, 8 years, we've done a fair bit of work on technology. We have set up our pilots. We have set up a few commercial installations. Now is the time to expand and consolidate. And so we are just trying to see where we can market more and more.
Thank you, Mr. Ankur, for sharing your invaluable insights and experiences with us today. And thank you to our listeners for joining us on this episode of Green Guardian series. Stay tuned for more conversations with industry leaders.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.